And
people out there don't even know what we're talking about, but
probably not. It's
a very playable card.
If you're hoping to reach a wide audience with this,
it's fine. No.
I got nobody, man.
No.
So I reached out, a little background. I reached out to Mason here. He is the owner of Cardinal Gaming in Louisville, Kentucky. And I'll start off with a compliment. So,
well, thank you.
Over the last year, I've been following your YouTube channel.
Sure.
And I'm a fan. I'll say there's a lot of YouTube Pokemon personalities, content creators out there.
Definitely the past couple of years, even.
For sure.
Really ramped up a lot, yeah.
It's a lot. And I'll say your channel, I appreciate. It's helpful in nature. It's to the point, and it's helpful.
Yeah, I try to be helpful. I don't really know what the audience is supposed to be. It's just kind of like me, just like talking about kind of whatever comes to mind. Talk about like the distribution side, getting stuff from our distributors and stuff like that. There's a lot of that I talk about.
Mm-hmm.
New sets come out, kind of like what the vibe is, or like what the if people are excited about it or not. And then I do a little bit because I have a lot of store owners that also follow me, and they reach out a lot and ask some questions, or people that just like are interested in opening a store potentially. So there's a lot of content on there for that, and kind of giving people like tips and like just like, hey, this is how I do it. I think it works pretty well, especially when working with the platforms we sell on, which is mainly TCG Player. So I work very closely with them, and then I talk through like how I set my inventory up, the robots that we have that we use to sort and sift cards, and then kind of give tips and tricks for other people if they want to do something similar, kind of like how I do it.
Awesome. So you said robots.
Yeah.
What are we
I meant to show you
here?
before we got started. I was going to give you a little tour, but we have how do I describe? It's kind of like think of like a 3D printer. It's kind of it's kind of like a sized kind of machine, and then it basically has like a suction cup that comes down and it picks up a card.
Okay.
It has a camera on it, so it takes a picture, and then while it's figuring out what card it is, it puts it in a bin, and then they pick it up out of the bin and kind of sort it and organize it for you based on whatever parameters you do.
Nice.
And TCG Player, which is the largest selling platform for cards out there, other than like eBay, but eBay also owns them. Funny enough, but anyways, its own platform is TCG Player, and they actually make the machines, so they use them in house. So I try to do things as similar to how they do it, because I got to assume that if they're selling millions of cards a year,
there's continuity there.
And they probably know what they're doing. They're probably pretty good about what they got going on. So I try to talk to them pretty closely. I do a lot of beta stuff for them, and then I try to also replicate what they do as well, and try to do as similar as they do it, just at a smaller scale.
Okay. I will say this is not live. I will edit this if you want to show me the machines. We can just.
You want to just
look.
pause and just run out there real quick?
Yeah, let's look.
Yeah. 800 is way better.
Yeah, 800 is way better. And thank you for showing me that. It's very cool. I was gonna ask sort of, and we talked about this off camera, but how you got started. You're a Pokemon guy. You had your own collection, and then your business partner did video games. Is that...
Yeah. So basically, I would say probably 2014, 2015. My kids actually played Pokemon. I inherited some kids, and so they were a little older, and I was playing Pokemon with them. But they found my old collection, and we were playing the TCGs. Back then, they actually had the national championships were in Indianapolis, so we went up there one year, and they were pretty into it for a long time, and got to playing, and then they moved on, like is
as kids
normal. But I have all these tons of cards that I'm like, okay, these gotta have some value somehow, and how do I go about selling these or getting my money back out of them? And that's kind of how it started. I started selling that stuff just on eBay. I had my stuff from my childhood that, in hindsight, probably shouldn't have sold. But
we all have.
Yeah, who knew? But started selling that stuff. I was like, okay, this is I could do this. So hopped on back then Craigslist, and then Marketplace was kind of getting started. But a lot of that stuff was kind of like the entry point for buying things online locally. So started doing that. Made like a little business out of that. Started selling bulk on eBay. It was pretty fun. And that's how we really got started. Was doing that, and then I got with my former business partner. He was doing video games out of his garage, on eBay. So and he also knew a lot about Magic, so we kind of intertwined our businesses and made Cardinal Gaming. Started in a little office space, just doing it online, and then got a little. They said it was 700 square feet. It's sure, looking back at it, probably was not 700 square feet, but it was a little tiny little place, like enough for just a couple of glass displays. And then quickly grew out that, and then we moved to 2,300 square feet, which is for a game store is pretty large.
It's pretty good size.
Yeah, anything 1,500 to 3,000 is pretty typical for a typical game store size. But this location we're at now was it was called Book and Music Exchange. There's a bunch of these back in the day.
I remember the one on Barstown Road. Anyway,
they had like books and like CDs and records and all that kind of stuff. Kind of similar to what we're doing because you're also doing video games. So we were like, okay, they shut that store down here. I'm like, man, this is 7,000 square feet, huge, even for modern standards for game stores, very very big. Like, man, I don't know if we can swing this. Like, that's so much space, very expensive. But we took the leap, and it was pretty rough in here. I've polished this turd pretty good, man. Like, it was pretty rough.
Great.
It was pretty rough. It used to be an old like Chinese buffet, so there's like a Chinese like where the steam tables were. There was like an overhang right here for very many years. So we fixed that up and kind of took that out, and yeah, over the years we've been in the spot for 8 years now, in business for 10 total. And actually in June it'll be our completed 10th year, so that's fun. So yeah, just incrementally just growing and getting bigger, and then kind of getting to where we are now. We have another store as well.
Yeah.
So across town. So that's growth and kind of trying that out and seeing how that works out. But yeah, that's what's kind of like how we started and
awesome.
Kind of created what we got going on here.
So I am also a dad. I've got 3 kids.
Awesome.
And I'm having the same sort of thing right now where our oldest, he's 13, almost 14, and he's like aging out of the part of Pokemon. So we collect, never really played the game, but he's aging out of his like interest and like opening packs and stuff.
Yeah.
But I have 2 5-year-old boys that are just now like
twins.
Nice. Yeah. And they're just now getting into Pokemon cards, and I think what really did it is they've got some friends in the neighborhood that are just like a year or 2 older, and they've got their binders of cards that they've got, and they're like, look at this. And so now it's cool because they got it.
Right. That's Pokemon's greatest strength is word of mouth. People see them and be like, oh my goodness, look at these goofy little creatures.
Yeah.
And then it kind of spreads. I'm sure there's been, how many ever millions on marketing, but it's kind of, they do their own job of like, hey, look at these cool cards, and then other people get into it. It's kind of viral in that way.
How did you? So, I'm 39.
Yeah.
I'm
38.
38.
Yeah.
Okay. So, my story, I think, is probably similar to yours. Tell me.
Very similar.
So, I was 12 when Red and Blue hit the United States.
Yeah.
And
which one did you have?
I had Red.
I see. I had Blue.
Nice. Well, who's your starter?
The turtle with guns is the coolest one. I mean, come on.
Yeah, dude.
That's. I saw
Squirtle
that as
gang, dude. Squirtle Squad.
I would have been 11. And I was like, what's better than that? Nothing's going to beat a turtle with guns on it.
That was my favorite. I remember.
So you bought Red.
So the thing was, I went to a babysitter, and this other kid at the babysitter had it, and just like the original Game Boy, big gray brick.
Oh, yeah.
And he let me play his Pokemon game, and then I didn't want to give it back. So I went home, didn't shut up about it, and my parents were taking us on a vacation where we were in the car for like 10 hours, and my dad's like, how do we keep the kids quiet for this whole drive?
Right.
So he went out to Toys R Us and bought me and my sister Game Boy Colors.
Nice.
Bought me Pokemon Red, and she got some like Barbie game. She's like, what do I do with this?
Right.
I don't know what this is.
Not quite as long lasting as Pokemon probably.
No.
For the 10 hours,
But I was hooked immediately. I was already hooked when I got it.
Yeah.
And then it was on from there.
Whew. Yeah. I had Blue. And I remember, I didn't have the Game Boy at the time, but I remember in the back of the car on the way home, it was at night. I was having to wait for the streetlights to read the manual.
Because you can't.
Because, but even then I was like, yeah, of course. And then we would take it on trips. And then, again, no light back then.
Yep.
So you had to like again,
You get the
wait
attachment.
for the lights, or sit in a parking lot somewhere, and then you're I get to play now. Cool.
Yeah.
It's great. It's fun.
Oh, I've still got pictures. I've still got my original Game Boy, and yeah, I love, because that's another thing Pokemon has, is the nostalgia aspect with people of our generation,
Absolutely.
where it hooked us at the right time, and now we are old enough to spend our own money in whichever way we like, and it's like, hey,
and
feels pretty good to buy some Pokemon stuff.
and Pokemon is great also because obviously it's very kid friendly, and it's fun to do with your kids. Something that is tangible, something that I love when parents and with kids come in and it's they're doing it together.
Mm-hmm.
It's not just the kids are in it, whatever. No, they're both enjoying it because they both enjoy or remember, because we're all of that age now where we're having kids that are interested in it. It's so cool that it's multi-generational and just it's fun.
A problem. I don't know if it's really a problem, but something that myself and my oldest fell into is like the financial aspect of the collection part of it.
Sure.
And that kind of, I don't know. I mean, it's part of it. It's a fun part of it because you're like, it's like a little slot machine where you're like opening a pack and you're like, oh man, I hit the thing.
Yeah, it's by design. It's supposed to be
For sure.
Dopamine, right? It's very similar, but right now it's very tough to do and enjoy it together.
So right now, what do you think? I know, so you have a presence on YouTube where you talk about owning a card store.
Yeah.
And I've heard you talk on there before about some challenges that you face as a card store owner. What's some challenges that are sort of day-to-day that you think people might not know about?
Yeah. I mean, if you want to stick to Pokemon specifically, I run organized play for Pokemon. It's a playable game, and there's people that do. I host folks every week. They'll be in here later today, actually, because it's Thursday. We do Thursday on Pokemon.
Nice.
Pokemon on Thursdays. They come in and play, and that's kind of been like my main audience for up until the COVID and all the boom of Pokemon. But that's people I was catering to. Yeah, there are people that be collecting, or players would also collect or something like that. But it was always two-sided in the fact that I have to have packs and support my players, so they keep coming up and showing up every week. But also, there's collectors that come in and want cool stuff, but it's not like that was not the focus of the business.
Mm-hmm.
Pokemon is traditionally very much collectible. A lot of people collect the cards, don't even know how to play.
Yeah, I
it's-
mean that's
but
the
in the collecting
origin of the
aspect-
game is collecting them all.
Collecting them all. It's not playing them all, right? It's kind of the idea of just enjoying filling out a binder or something like that. So there's very much that, but as a business, I was built around organized play and kind of running that stuff. Now, we are flip-flopped. I'm sure Pokemon thinks very hard about the game mechanics and stuff like that is going into it currently. But the duality of both those people coming to my store and trying to cater to both of them, before it was awesome to be a player because you can buy packs very, very cheap.
Mm-hmm.
Boxes were $90.
Yeah, at one point, not that long ago.
I was paying maybe $76 from distribution, and then I was selling them for $90, $95, $100, whatever.
And this would be probably Sword and Shield era,
probably,
like
even before, probably 2019.
Okay.
I mean, up to COVID. COVID is such a huge break for me because so much changed about my business. So I always think of that as like where everything changed, kind of flipped my business up to down.
I think, I mean,
Again,
changed a lot of things.
Again,
of course.
Expecting people to come in and play, and then no, we can't come in and play anymore. Okay, how do I survive? Like, it was very rough those first couple of years. But yeah, and then now Pokemon's flip flopped. People come in as mainly collectors, very expensive.
Mm-hmm.
Cards are expensive. Cards are astronomical from what they used to be. You could play the max rarity of whatever deck you wanted to build pre-boom for probably like $200, $300. Now, if you wanted a max rarity a deck, now it'd be
insane,
1,000, probably.
Yeah.
Close to that, something like that. So, yeah.
So max rarity is you've got a deck, you've got your cards in it. Max rarity is that you've got like an item that has a ultra rare variant or
Sure.
a special illustration rare,
Sure.
you're buying the special illustration rare. You're not
Right.
using the common version of it. You're not using like
Yeah, I mean, obviously there's the chase aspect of it and the collecting aspect of that, but also players, they like to show off a little bit. They like to have a little
I
bling
was gonna
bling.
say what kind like that's gotta be.
I have a guy that still, to this day, max rarities all of his decks. He has like 5 decks. Austin is shaking his head. He's kind of a guy that loves decorating stuff and putting the pretty stuff in his decks. I don't know.
That's such a flex.
It is a flex. I
Sitting
mean, that's the
down.
whole idea. Yes. They make gold like item cards and full art item cards, not because people are collecting them. Nobody cares about item cards.
Right.
But in the decks, they're very cool. They're very flex. That's a big flex for players.
I have sold a few cards on TCG Player over the last year.
Yeah.
Just like you, I had a bunch of bulk laying around from opening packs, and I don't know how playable it still is, but I had like a ton of just Night Stretcher cards from Shrouded Fable.
Night Stretcher's great.
And
People out there don't even know what we're talking about, but
probably not.
it's a very playable card.
If you're hoping to reach a wide audience with this,
it's fine. No.
I got nobody, man.
No, it's fine. It's great.
This is a very niche thing. This is very much just self-indulgent. I was
love it.
like,
I love
I
it.
wonder if you would want to sit down and talk collectibles.
I love it.
But like, I had a bunch of Night Stretcher cards, and then I don't think a full art version of Night Stretcher had come out yet.
No,
maybe
didn't
maybe
exist.
there
Didn't
was
exist until
pretty recently, right?
yeah, pretty recently. Yeah,
So those regular Night Stretchers were like
that's all there was.
$3 or $4
Oh yeah,
each.
a
and I
reverse
had,
holo
like,
of it,
20.
Was great.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Because
But
that
people,
was the
there's a
max rarity.
market. The players,
Mhm.
they're like, I need 4 of these for my deck, and so if you have a bunch, they're like 4 at a time, 4 at a
Oh, yeah.
time.
People always buying 4s for sure with the good playable stuff, and that's again the duality of Pokemon is like, if you sell on TCG Player, you're selling to players.
Yeah,
That's kind of the idea. So, as a store, again, I have to make sure I have the good stuff, like the Night Stretchers in stock, but also I'm getting in all these very expensive cards. So I'll have orders that are hundreds of dollars, and then I'll have orders that are $2.
yeah.
So it's you're kind of catering to both sides, and that's the great thing about TCG Player is that we do see a lot of that on both sides. So
What? So I'm curious, just because I have some favorites out there. What are some favorite Pokemon of yours, and then like your kids, like stuff that you guys collect,
Sure.
maybe like cards wise or.
yeah, well, my kids, they went to the dark side. They went to Yu-Gi-Oh.
Okay.
So
My
yeah,
son had a brief Yu-Gi-Oh phase.
yeah, I don't know where I messed up, but no, they
Smaller cards,
They kind of
good
moved
for
on to
little
Yu-Gi-Oh.
hands.
Yeah, and they have a really good online client and a way of playing it, and Yu-Gi-Oh's kind of like a little bit faster too. You kind of just like either set up or you don't, so it's not very turn intensive.
Okay.
Pokemon is kind of like Pokemon in person takes a lot of time because there's a lot of deck searching, so you're also going to have to go through decks.
Yeah.
But then also shuffling takes so long in person, so there's a lot of that.
Did your kids ever do Beyblade?
No,
It's not like a
thank God.
collectible thing,
No.
but the anime, my oldest, for a while, we had
People come in here and
Beyblades
bring it
spinning
in.
around our floor.
You know how annoying it is to be trying to do something, and people are over here trying to let it
Screaming,
rip,
Let it rip.
Yeah.
Yeah.
and then you got to listen to those things. Yeah, it's
Yeah. Anyway,
in moderation.
favorite Pokemon that you
Yeah.
guys have?
So mine, my favorite Pokemon is Arcanine.
Oh, nice.
Blastoise is up there. Gengar's up there. Also, like one of the newer Pokemons, Dragapult.
Dragapult's very
Dragapult?
cool.
I love
Yeah.
Dragapult. Super fun. Shoots babies out of his heads.
Yeah.
It's pretty sick. Yeah, I like Halucha. Halucha's cool.
Which is pretty cool.
I
You
got-
like
I-
the Mega? You like the new
Wow,
Mega?
It's incredible. Yeah, and the art.
It's just bigger
It's great.
Halucha. It's
I
just
mean,
like,
he won. He's a veteran now. He kind of leveled up and he went from like the minor league of wrestling. Now he's in like the big leagues. It's
oh
pretty
yeah, yeah. You got called up to the WWE.
cool. Yeah. And it varies. I have if certain cards come out or something like that, I'll be like, oh yeah, I like that Pokemon, or it gets featured in the game or whatever. It varies, but yeah. And then my kids loved playing Black. Then it was Black and White is when the era that we were.
Okay.
So
Yep.
maybe you've seen the cards with the blue borders on them, like
The plasma. Yeah.
So like
Yep,
they had
I've got
like,
a few.
they had like Plasma Lugia and stuff like that, where they're in their decks. So yeah, Lugia is one of his big ones because again, he played so often in a lot with that one. So Lugia was a big one. I don't know. What are your kids? What are their favorites?
I've sort of adopted some favorites because of
Sure,
my oldest.
absolutely, yeah,
Huge Blastoise fan.
of course.
Mewtwo. These are just from
Mewtwo's
like
great.
because I'm a Gen 1. That was
Sure,
like what
yeah.
hooked me.
Yeah.
And but my son, Genesect. We collect Genesect
incredible.
cards.
That's
It's
a-
such a random one.
Yeah.
But Genesect's got some very cool cards.
Very cool.
Especially last year in Black Bolt, White Flare, he's got an SIR, which is very cool. He's like sneaking down a hallway.
Yeah.
And then he's got one in Fusion Strike, which is he's like the breakdancing Genesect, which is a cool card.
Did they see the movie, the Genesect movie? You guys seen that yet?
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
very good.
I think that was what
It's one of the better ones.
set it off.
Yeah.
I took my son, this was years ago. I took him to see a Pokemon movie in the theaters, and it was the worst movie I've ever seen in my life.
Jeez.
But it was one of those things where as a dad, he was like, that was incredible. And I'm
Of
like,
course.
I'm
You're
glad
okay,
you liked it,
cool.
buddy. I think I would have rather been
wasn't a
sitting in
waste.
the dentist chair for the last 2
boy,
hours.
man.
It was the one with, I think it's got, I'd have to look it up.
Yeah.
It wasn't good, but it wasn't like a good movie.
They're not cinema masterpieces.
No, but like you still have
first
the
movie was
sort
cool.
of the first movie's great.
That was huge. You probably went and saw that as a kid.
Yeah, I can't remember if I saw it in the theaters or if like it came out on VHS and like we rented it.
Yeah.
But the one with Unknown and
Sure.
Entei,
Yeah.
that's a great one. And of course the second one, what is it, 2000? That's the Lugia.
Yeah, Lugia.
But yeah, very cool stuff. Those are Giratina. Giratina's a big one.
Oh yeah.
We're big Giratina fans.
Giratina is a big deal.
Yeah,
Very
he's
cool.
a very cool one.
His gold card in Crown Zenith is amazing.
I pulled that twice.
They're not crazy to pull, but incredible cards. And I think it's just because it's so popular that they really seem like they don't.
And the connecting artwork.
No, yeah,
With
huge. I mean, what a brilliant idea and flawlessly executed. Like awesome cards.
So on the TCG side, do you have a favorite set that you have like enjoyed?
Yeah. So again, because I own a store, it's kind of more kind of tied around to that. Hidden Fates is
Hidden
like
Fates.
Hidden Fates is like very pivotal to me because as a store owner, that was like the first time like the craze of like, hey, we can't find this in short supply. It was so in short supply because they did the same thing where they were like, okay, no booster boxes, only ETBs, only like those type of products.
Mhm.
Generations was like that as well, but Hidden Fates was particularly people were really into it. It was the first time we had like full art like gold cards. First time we had full art like item cards, and then also like we had the promo in the ETB, the stained glass birds, is my
Yeah.
favorite card in the hobby.
Such a
like,
cool card.
It's great. So just everything about that set. Now all the people that it brought into the store, the same people like this really got me back into the game or got me back into looking at cards because they look so cool.
Yeah.
It was a huge step up. With the if you know like the what is it the SH SV no Shiny Vault yes SV
Okay.
whatever they are. They're all shiny Pokemon, also full arts.
Mm-hmm.
First time they've ever done that. Obviously with the Charizard, huge card, crazy at the time. Of course, we thought of crazy at the time when it was $400. Oh my god! But now,
Yeah.
sets come out and they're $1,000 cards in them, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so-
it's crazy.
But for the time, that was huge. So huge, like chase for the first time in a Pokemon set, at least for my stores.
Mm-hmm.
So that was very cool, and like it was a very fun time just to be a store owner at that time because again, people were coming out and being like, "Oh man, I want to get back into Pokemon because all these cards look so awesome."
Yeah. And so this was 2021,
Would have been
2022. Is that about right?
No, it would have been before that. It would have been. This is
Before?
pre-pandy,
Oh, okay.
before the shutdown. So it would have been like I think 2018. Sounds right. 2019
Okay.
maybe. Yeah, I wasn't around. We weren't in here for very long before Infates came out. So I want to say 2019, somewhere there.
I think I might be wrong, but it's like based on Crown Zenith is my favorite set, and it's
One
my
of mine too.
favorite.
Yeah, for sure.
It's my favorite because it's we got some agreement over here. Crown Zenith head.
Yeah,
It's my favorite.
Number
It's
one.
my favorite one. It's the only one I have a master set of. Like
Nice.
I collected
Awesome.
it. Love it. I love it.
Look at you. Look at you.
I need to be talking to this guy.
I know.
Let's get him
You
pulled
want-
up
no.
over here.
80 boxes.
Dang.
Yeah, those big boxes. Yeah, that's crazy.
Were you getting them like at Sam's? Okay. Yeah. You're the reason I couldn't find any cool things for that.
Oh, he opened them though. He opened them.
Nice.
He opened them.
No, I missed out. I missed out because I was like late to that era.
yeah.
So this, Crown Zenith was kind of on its way out. I started collecting like mid 2024.
Sure.
It was around Stellar Crown.
Yeah.
Shrouded Fable, Stellar Crown, around that time.
Yeah.
And but yeah, I think the experience you have like with a set, not necessarily the cards, is like more of an
yeah.
indicator of
Absolutely.
how much you like it.
Yeah, I mean, there's people that are nostalgic for, again, talking about COVID, just, people, Pokemon is going crazy, but also, like, people are going out to stores and, like, trying to find it, So, like,
That's part
people
of the
going around, like,
experience.
going around to the stores and, like, trying to see, do they restock? This is before, like, people were
Fighting,
fighting and, like, knew the routes by hand and, like,
putting trackers on
yeah.
the restocker's car.
before that crazy stuff. But people are nostalgic for that. Like
Yeah.
going out and like with their kids, just like trying to find stuff. So like, again, like it's not. I mean, the cards are cool and all, but
Yeah.
the experiences and obviously the time that you have with your kids or just going out and remembering what happened around that time
Yeah.
is a big part of what makes you nostalgic for it. For sure.
Pokemon is so good in if it's either the games, the anime, or the TCG, it's good at linking memories to like a childhood period.
Sure.
And especially like I've seen it a little bit from the child perspective of being 12 when I first played the games, but
Sure.
now also I'm 39. I've seen it as a dad where a memory that'll be ingrained in my memory forever and my son's.
Sure.
He opened a God pack of Prismatic
Whoa.
while we were like just opening some packs.
Yeah.
And I had just said I got 2 mini tins when they first came out.
Yeah.
And I had just said, I don't like opening this set. This is just bulk crap they had laying around that they have packaged up to sell.
Yep.
I hate this. We hadn't gotten anything. And he opened a God pack and just started screaming. We like tackled each other. It was
great.
amazing. My wife jumped out of bed. She thought one of us was like
Right.
dying.
Who knows what happened? Yeah.
It was crazy. But again, it's linking that, making those memories that endure from childhood all the way through adulthood.
Absolutely. I think that is a huge part of it. And yeah, they know what they're doing. Like
Yeah.
them like putting like there's a reason why base set Charizard has been printed probably like 10 times at this point. Like
Because he's
like you remember not just the card, but what happened in like your childhood, and you kind of associate those memories with that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
And it's compounding. Every time they reprint it again, you're hooking the same different people that open it at those different times, and we're like, okay, yeah, oh shoot, I remember that card. Whether it was in
remember the
evolutions
card?
or whenever with base set, no matter which one it was, they're getting you again.
yeah.
They're
You
really good at it.
remember when Ash first caught Charmander,
Mhm.
saved him,
Yeah.
and then he grows up and evolves into being a big jerk.
Uh-huh.
that kind of
All
stuff
that
sticks
stuff.
with you.
All that stuff sticks with you for sure. Yeah, Pokemon is just so good about that. Again, it's multi-generational, and they really, again, we saw with celebrations with the 25th anniversary. We're going to see it for the 30th. I'm sure we're gonna see reprints and redos and kind of upgrades to all these other like old stuff that we've had from back in the day. They're very good at knowing why people like collecting and are into it.
So I'm curious, as a card shop, a game shop owner,
Sure.
what your take on this current market. from my perspective, from just like
Sure.
the consumer,
Yeah.
the casual consumer, I would say, perspective is that they just can't print enough,
Definitely.
and that I can't buy it. And so I can't buy it in the way that I'm used to buying it.
Sure.
Which is to go into a store, see it on the shelf, and go, oh, yeah. So I'm probably a little more tuned in than your average parent is
I'm
to the
sure.
Pokemon
Yeah.
world.
Yeah.
It's got to be crazy for somebody who's just like where they would have bought it had it been there. Like,
Sure.
oh yeah, my kid, I got to quit.
Yeah.
I got
The
this will be
impulse,
nice.
the impulsivity of it, the
Yeah.
sales that they would have got from that.
How do you think Pokemon like comes out of its current market? Is it simply printing more? Is it a combination of things? What is it?
Yeah, I mean, well, two things would have to happen. Either they print more, and they've already printing. They've printed, I think something like 80% of the Pokemon cards, like ever created, were created in like the past 5 years.
That's a crazy stat.
Like to think about like how long it's been going on for 30 years, but they've ramped up production so much that the 80% of the cards created are modern
Right.
cards. So I mean they're trying, right? So either they have to build a bigger print facility, which they've already done. They've already like bought, expanded the complex of where they print all their Pokemon cards. They've already done that. And then people just have to either get fed up and fall out of love with the hobby, or move on to something else.
Mm-hmm.
One of those things have to happen, or both. Both would probably have to happen because, yeah, it's different for me because in the before times, before it was crazy, I could just go on distribution. I'd be like, hey, I need 2 cases of whatever set it is. I go hop on there, like I need 2 more cases, and it's there. Now, I don't even put in numbers anymore. They don't even ask me how much I want because they'll just be like, you're gonna get what you get. Either take it or leave it, but you're gonna take it, so it doesn't matter. Yeah, so I don't even put in like numbers anymore because they just it's stretched so thin to where they're just like.
Now, is that distributors having to cater to stores that maybe 2 years ago weren't carrying Pokemon?
Yeah, there's
and
a lot
now
of that.
Now they are.
Yeah, I mean, there's the entire strain of just like, hey, even Ace Hardwares and stuff are like, and gas stations have Pokemon cards now. There's that.
Lowe's.
Yeah, everybody has that stuff. And then there's that, and then on the hobby side, there's so many more game stores opening because obviously it's again the natural ramp of like, hey, maybe folks like you are like, hey, I'm selling it out of my house. Okay, I need to maybe start a store or something like that. And then I need distribution, obviously. So I think they're onboarding thousands of new accounts for all these distributors. And
are they taking on too many, do you think?
I don't know if that's really the case, but obviously the more people they let on and they're going to buy Pokemon, they're going to. Like, it's just a no-brainer because it makes money. The more people that get on there and the more they slice the pie up, the smaller the slices get, right? I think of it like I did a video about like talking about like remember like elementary school pizza parties, but like the teacher had to pay for it themselves, so she cut the slices into like a third, so you have like this little skinny thing of pizza. It's like that, and like here you go, here's a pizza party, and it's just like okay, I have this tiny sliver of pizza, but yeah, it's the same kind of thing that's happening at distribution. Where it's just like something that I could have years ago just called up and been like, hey, give me 2 more cases, and it's just sitting there, waiting for or sitting there for. I mean, I've had Evolutions.
I do.
Okay.
Yeah.
I had the same box of
The
Evolutions.
2016, the 20th anniversary, basically.
I've had the same box of Evolutions sitting on my shelf for it probably would have been a year. Just open packs. Nobody wanted them. Mm-hmm. And now look at the set. It's crazy. But even then, like, they printed that set probably more than any other set up to that point. I think they hit it like 4 times. But those packs were in everything. Like every seal, every like box product, every tin, everything like that. They all had Evolutions in them because they just printed so much of it. And even with all that, look at the set now. Ridiculous. Yeah. Cards are getting very, very expensive. It's crazy. It's kind of crazy how time has a way and like perspective of like, oh no, we were booming then. After the tail end of that, because I was going into COVID
Mm-hmm.
and Logan Paul doing his thing and hyping the stuff up, and then all that disappeared, and we're like, but it's Evolutions. It was so cheap, it's sitting. They got pallets of this stuff just sitting around, and then it got cleared out.
Yeah.
And then it went crazy. And now it's like what, $1,000 box, $800 box. I don't even know what it is, but it's
I have no idea.
somewhere up there. But
That's a lot.
for something that was sitting on my shelf for a year, nobody wanted, to probably 3 years later having just an insane price jump. It's really incredible.
Do you think I think about that is that how this market returns to a normal where products on a shelf, and I wonder if it's even possible now because you have the Wall Street Journal reporting on Pokemon cards as an investment asset, and now there's like institutional money being put into, there's like allegedly, supposedly, there's like almost like hedge fund managers going, all right, let's allocate this much capital, buy collectibles, Pokemon cards.
I mean, GameStop's huge into Pokemon and grading cards now.
Mm-hmm.
Grading cards in general is just way bigger than what it's ever been. I think I looked at the PSA numbers for grading cards. PSA is the largest grading company.
Yeah.
And sports cards like baseball cards, I think it was like 200,000 last month. Pokemon did 1.8 or something ridiculous. 1
million cards being graded per month
between Pokemon and One Piece. One Piece also.
I know, yeah,
it's been huge, but
One Piece.
But Pokemon and One Piece were like 1.5 million cards in a single month.
Yeah.
But you look at sports, like PSA is professional sports authenticator, right? But that's how much Pokemon has grown, and just like the idea of even grading cards has really changed in like the past.
Yeah, and PSA, as far as I'm aware, it's still all manually looked at by human eyes. It's handled. Every single card is like looked at by a human.
Sure.
So
they might. I'm sure they have like tools and stuff that they use very, very quickly to assess like centering and stuff like that. But yeah, I'm sure there's. Somebody is handling that card for sure.
Yeah,
every time. Yeah,
because there's other card companies that. So PSA, from my understanding, and correct me if I'm wrong, their like lead time right now, their wait time to get your card back, if you don't pay for express or whatever it is, like the expedited, it's months long.
Yeah, I think they're at like 6 months right now. I think it's
crazy.
And before, during the first part of the boom, I think this is one large boom. I don't know how you want to divide it up, but I think it all is one big long 5-year boom at this point. But PSA was backed up for over a year at one point, so we're kind of getting to the point again where it's just like. They try to keep raising the prices just like to deter people, but it doesn't work. It's just still crazy.
Yeah.
Which is wild.
I wonder, since you've been in this for almost 10 years now, I've heard you say something recently where collectibles, anything that when times are tough in real life, economically, whatever, people cut spending elsewhere before they cut spending on things that make them happy.
Yes.
It's just I forget what the economic theory behind
it's
that
called
is.
It's called the lipstick theory.
Yeah.
And it was a study that they did right after 9/11.
Have you seen a pattern in your experience where there's like maybe economic turmoil or something like that? Does that correlate to a boom in your business at all?
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, you think of like. If you chalk it up to vices, right? Vices, we'll say. Most young folks don't smoke anymore. Drinking, I think, has been on decline for years. I think.
I used to work for Brown Forman, we saw
numbers are not. Yeah, numbers are not insane. So they have this income that was going from other vices to that. Again, you think of alcoholism and people smoking and stuff like that. Very stressful processes are during downturns, right? You see a big spike in that type of stuff. But we're spending our money on like things that make us happy, which is, again, a form of escapism, like alcoholism or whatever. But they're with, cute little free creatures instead of,
And a lot of it, again, I think is nostalgia driven. Like you're buying a little piece of your childhood back to like relive almost.
Yeah, there's a lot of that. And then it's a comfort thing where it's just like, man, I'm just going to go Look, I can go see a movie, or I can go open some Pokemon packs. And,
Yeah.
You know, it's the same kind of vibe, same kind of idea. Again, I think movie theaters have probably seen a little bit of a pickup here recently, but it seems like anyways. But you know, especially during COVID, that's the whole thing that spiked it. It was just like, what am I supposed to do?
Yeah, you're stuck.
Yeah,
Kind of stuck.
Can't go outside. Can't go to concerts. You know, concerts are super expensive now too. But also, there's like, you know, you want to spend money going out to a concert and spend $300. You know, probably $500 if you have to go travel to it, or you know, I'll open a box or two of Pokemon.
Yeah.
It's the same kind of idea. So yeah, recreationally, that's just how. Not just people coming up, but you know, people even our age now.
Mm-hmm.
It's just a fun way to something else to do.
It is, and I feel like I try to analyze my own, because I dove into collecting Pokemon late summer, early fall 2024.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so
You're kind of late. You're kind of like really kind of
yeah,
late into it. Really.
I'm fresh. I'm like
Sure.
not.
The whimsy's
I've been
still
buying packs. Yeah, I feel like I have accelerated my being jaded probably more than the regular person.
It's rough.
But
yeah,
I was buying packs, you know, over the years just for my son, but I was never into it. I was just like, I liked Pokemon, but I would play the games.
sure.
I was like, oh, let me just do a playthrough of Red or Sapphire or like whatever. Got into the cards late 2024, and I look back and I'm like, you know, that kind of was election time. It's like
Sure.
like social media, or it's like I feel like almost like the algorithm was like, here's something that'll make you feel pretty good. And also my son's getting older, and I'm like, this will be kind of a last hurrah where he's a teenager and he's growing up, he's gonna be into his own stuff. I'm like, we can get into this together.
Sure.
And it'll be kind of the last time for that. But yeah, it's tough out there. You can't go unless you're ready to box in the parking lot, ready to fight somebody. It's tough to like get stuff.
Yeah. There's a happy medium between, you know, me selling boxes when I pay $95 for them and selling them at $100.
Yeah.
And, you know, whatever the heck is you want to call this, you know,
Sure.
we got to be somewhere in there. There's got to be a reasonable take on that, because obviously, like I said, there's not enough going around. As a store, I have to have it. Like I have to have it on my shelves, or else nobody's going to show up. Like I'm a game store, but we do a lot with Pokemon. Pokemon's kind of big. If I don't have that stuff, people are going to start going elsewhere, or just not even think of us as having a store. So I have to pay silly amounts. You know, I'm paying 80-85% on Pokemon just to have it. Just
for sealed product.
Yeah, because I can't get it from distro, so I have to either line up buys from other people or collectors that, you know, are getting out of it, or just want to cash in, you know, whatever they're what do they have sitting around, and you know, it comes in huge waves. Like I bought probably $40,000 in sealed, just secondhand from people in the past maybe 2 months.
Yeah.
And it's all, other than like some ETBs over there, it's all gone already. Loose packs and stuff like that, I have MTU displays of them. I thought it would be good for a little while, but nope. And it's scary because you never know, like, hey, when does the bottom fall out on this? You know?
Sure.
Especially with those margins and trying to get enough and try to, you know, I have staff that I have to pay for and stuff that I'm, you know, keep busy and doing stuff. So it's rough for us too, because something I maybe had, you know, 40% margins on, you know, 15% credit card fees and employees and all that stuff and overhead that I got to do. It's I have to churn through that all so much faster to kind of make up the same thing.
Yeah.
So I always tell people, they're like, "Oh, you must be eating good right now." I'm like, "Not really."
It's harder because
unless I get it from distro, I'm having to pay. My margins are way worse.
Yeah.
They're 3 times worse than what if I had just got, you know, off distro in on a regular time. So that is kind of like a misconception or something that people think, oh, the stores must be crushing it right now. Well, yes, it's very easy to move, but yeah,
it's also tough to get.
Yeah, it's so like my time is dedicated to sourcing the stuff secondhand, which is
time consuming.
yeah. Instead of
And you're also dealing with people that it's like their schedule might not line up. So it's like it's tough to get things. You're not relying solely on distribution where the pallet shows up
Right.
and you can unload it.
my cousin load it, and then we're good for the next 2 months.
Yeah.
I'm good for maybe a week or two when I spend $10,000, which is crazy.
Yeah.
Definitely not how it was or how it's ever been before. Now.
So I've got just a couple like questions or whatever.
Yeah.
Do you have like a hot take about Pokemon or anything that might not be popular? You don't mind sharing?
I mean, I have so many. Like, I think grading's a scam.
Yeah.
Rise up, binder
Brother,
collectors.
I agree.
Binder collectors, rise up. I think it's really silly that people are just sending off anything and everything. There's some stuff that I think grading is good for.
Sure.
Obviously, like super great hits, high end hits, older stuff. Obviously, like we want those gold stars in plastic. I think it's good just for the sake of preservation. You don't want those getting destroyed in water damage and all that kind of stuff. You don't want that. So grading has a place, but I think shipping off, regular bottom rarity EX cards right now to PSA is kind of silly.
Yeah.
Like, what are we doing?
And to add to that, it's like specifically to flip for like financial gains.
Yeah, I mean,
that's
there's
I don't know. People do whatever you like, but I agree.
yeah,
It's
there's the first to market kind of like idea where it's just like, okay, go fast, and if you get a big hit out of a brand new set, you send it off to PSA real quick for the quick turnaround, and you're like, okay, I'm first to market. You should, okay, a premium is going to be there because nobody knows. The price isn't established, right?
I appreciate the hustle, but man, it is.
Yeah, that's but yeah, grading is something that was not a big thing in the hobby before the boom, and now obviously, again, whatever it was, 1.2 million cards a month being graded at PSA. I don't know if that is sustainable. It probably is not sustainable, I'm going to say, because
I think, like you said earlier,
like
so the market will eventually correct, come down, whatever. And so like if PSA is charging, $25 a card, and you're like, oh man, I got this banger here. I want it expedited. So they're going to add on, let's say, another 25. Sure. And then PSA is like, you got a 10, but this card is now worth $2,000, so you got to give me more money to get your card back.
Right. You're getting taxed on both sides, basically.
Yeah, it's and all of that is based on the person's belief that I can sell this for $2,000. When that goes away,
that's the scary part of, again, like all these stores that are opening up and all these people are getting into this part are live streaming, which is boomed and done, live pack rips and just whatnot and all that type of stuff. I can't help but to
equate that with gambling.
Oh yeah, of course,
because it is, and it's like, man, I don't know.
Yeah, I think live pack ripping is cool. I think the idea of like, let's watch this guy open some crazy packs that I think that's fun.
And the guy might be somebody that you follow on YouTube. And so you're like seeing almost like scripted content, but then you're like, oh, let me tune into the live stream and get a more like present, a live version of that person.
It's
I see the appeal.
I think it's fun. I think it's a fun. Reality TV is like a weird way to say it, but it's just, something that
it is.
It's like
it is.
You're kind of like living vicariously through them, let's say, which is a part of it. But yeah, as far as like the live pack ripping and all that stuff on a mass scale, people are opening, no joke, 100,000 packs a year on live stream. That's crazy. I don't know if that's going to go away. I think, again, the communal aspect of like, hey, let's watch packs get ripped just en masse. I think there's some entertainment value to that. But yeah, as far as like anybody just being able to do it, that's going to go away as soon as packs go back to normal pricing, because they can't sustain. They can't go to Targets and Walmarts and get all these packs and then mark them up.
Yeah. So speaking of like content creators, so I probably consume too much content overall, just of all kinds,
Sure.
but Pokemon because it's like I'm in it.
Yeah,
I wish
it's
I
part of your job. I
wasn't.
mean, it's part of what
Like,
you do. Yeah.
yeah, I enjoy it a lot. Do you have some favorite content creators, and also do you have some like least favorite who you're just like I
Oh my
can't
goodness.
stand?
I gotta burn
If
bridges.
it's fine,
No,
I'll
no,
cut it.
no, it's fine.
I'll cut it.
There's a guy that's a new up and comer. He does really great educational stuff. It's called Sleeve No Card Behind. You watch that guy?
Yeah. Yep.
He does really great content. I love the historical aspect of it because it's not just modern stuff.
And his videos
he
are
goes
great
back.
also.
Yeah, he does a great job. Yeah, he's one of the guys that I would love to talk to, and I talk to a lot of guys out there, but he's just one I've never ran into at a card show or anything.
Yeah.
I think he's Canadian, so it'd be rough.
That sounds right.
Tried hard to get in the same room with him, but yeah, I like that. As like that's something I point new people to. Are they like, hey, who can I watch that? Instead of sending them to like PokeRev, which is all just like pack opening and kind of new products and stuff.
Hype. It's screaming.
Yeah.
I get the market for that.
He does a great service for the industry, let me tell you. But yeah, as far as like educational or like learning, or people want to say, hey, I want to know more about XYZ.
Mm-hmm.
That's a great channel I point people to is Sleeve No Card Behind. Who else do I like? There's a lot of folks that I kind of follow loosely. A lot of the business side of stuff. Danny Phantom is great.
Yeah.
I love Danny. Just a guy that is, and as somebody that I have met in person, and I know how he is on screen is exactly how I would say he's even more so off screen.
Another guy that
Super
I get
altruistic.
he's just super helpful.
Absolutely.
And is just like,
yeah, he wants to give you the information and kind of like give you warn you of the pitfalls that could happen, So there's a lot of that stuff that I like and kind of like want to foster as well is people like Danny out there that is doing a great service for folks.
mm-hmm.
He does a lot of stuff. Channels I don't like. Oh man.
And I can't cut this if
no, it's fine. I mean, I don't. There's definitely a place for like they call them the drama channels.
Sure.
But there's a place for people that exposing scams and stuff like that. It's not something I enjoy watching, but there's a place for it, and I think that they are doing a service for folks that, again, maybe are newer to the hobby and want to see like that type of aspects of what to look out for, or things that might be going on. I think it's important that type of stuff is watched. I also don't like vendor POV content. I don't really watch a lot of, but again, it's nice to see it from I guess we'd say other side of the table kind of stuff for most people that go to like card shows or whatever, to give you an idea of like, okay, how much are they really making kind of thing, or like what would a trade look like? What can I, if I go to haggle, what kind of deals can I expect that's reasonable, stuff like that. I think that's a part of it that is good for people to be watching and look at.
I'll tell you, like, part of what I see in my algorithm quite a bit now has gone from like vendor POV where it's focused on like the deal that's being made. Now I see a lot of vendor POV content where somebody gets caught stealing, somebody gets caught like trying to like.
It's definitely become a lot of that.
So it's like a conflict. You're seeing again the drama which is more. I don't know, not appealing, but it's attention catching when the headline or the thumbnail is like POV vendor catches thief or whatever, and it's like, oh, I gotta watch that.
Yeah, it's that's definitely making it become really popular. It seems like for people to make content out of. Yeah,
it just speaks to I think probably our human nature. We're just like, all right, I want to see what happens.
What happened here? Yeah, there's that stuff too. I'm not, as a store owner, I worry about that enough. I don't need to like watch that from other people's.
Sure. Yeah, you're like, oh, that's how they're doing it now.
Yeah. But again, it's good that people see that part of it and that it exists, and again, things to watch out for.
I'll tell you this story from my youngest 5-year-old boys. We've got some neighbors, 6, 7 years old.
Sure.
into Pokemon cards. One of the kids, they went to their first card show like a month ago.
Nice.
And anytime we see these kids, they're like, Ben, because they know I'm into it. They're like, Ben, like, check out my new cards. And it's so cool because I'm like, oh, man, look at that. One of the kids had a first edition Shadowless Kadabra in pretty good shape in his binder.
Neat.
He got it from some kid's dad that was like, here, y'all have these cards or whatever.
Yeah.
So cool. I looked through it and I was like, that one's special. I was like, that's very cool.
Right.
He goes to a card show and this vendor trades him for that Kadabra, but is like, takes advantage of him. I don't know. I don't know the.
Oh, I thought this was going to be a good story. But
no, I should have. I should have warned you ahead of time. Like trades him for this first edition Shadowless Kadabra, which is like financially,
I have no idea. I mean, probably
it's probably like $40-$50.
I was going to say $40 probably.
It's not crazy expensive. But the novelty of it and the uniqueness, I was like, that's a special card.
Yeah, and the thing is, like, the kids
and
don't think it's cool.
his parents had no idea.
And the kids probably are like, it's boring old card.
So later in that same card show, and I don't know, I think he probably got equal value, like monetary wise, back from the trade. It was like he got a slab of some Japanese card and something else. But another vendor, he was like telling this other vendor, and the vendor was like, oh, like realized what had happened, like some other dude took advantage of this kid and tried to get the card back for him. The dude's like, no, I'm not giving it back. And so this kid like lost his card in a trade, and I'm like, that sucks.
Yeah, that's something that even owning stores, I have to worry about, like people that, kids coming in and like, hey, I have this card I want to trade in. I'm like, well, where's your mom and dad?
Yeah, are you sure?
Yeah, like, and I always check with, like, I tell my guys too, like, check with the parents, make sure that they're good with it. Most of the time, the parents are like, yeah, I don't know, whatever he wants to do, I don't care. But yeah, it's super important for people that, especially like you, that have, young kids that are, you know the value of things, and I think it's important for the transparency aspect of, hey, I want them to be able to do these trades and stuff, but and
that's part of the fun of it when you're a kid.
Them getting that experience of doing it as well, but also not getting taken advantage of, and make sure the parents are good with it.
Yeah, those same kids they're great kids, and my youngest have binders of their own that I like just put cards in for them, nothing like crazy.
Sure.
But they'll like want to trade with my boys, and I'm like, I've put a pretty strict like no trade, like y'all keep your cards. They don't really know what they even like yet. Right. They're just kind of like, you guys have cool cards, they have cool cards.
Right. Flip through them and enjoy them.
I just don't want anybody, either my boys or your boys, to have regrets.
Yeah.
And for that to like be an issue.
And that's like, people ask like, hey, why don't you have like trade nights and stuff here at your store? I'm just like, because I don't want to have to police that.
Yeah, you gotta,
people want to be like, oh, I traded something with, I don't know the guy's name, but he took this card and I didn't want to trade it and I want it back. And it's just like, there's a lot of that. So I just don't want to,
Yeah.
It's I could happily have one of my guys like police or like moderate, a trade or something like that. Make sure it's at least equal value, right? But I don't know. It's just it's especially with collections, and people put value on different stuff, right?
Yeah.
Somebody could be a huge Chansey collector.
Yeah.
And like, man, I really want the Chansey back. I don't care how much I have to pay to, there's a lot of that. And I just, obviously I want to foster as much as I can, but I don't want to like put people in positions where I have to feel like I have to police them, or that they're going to be in a situation where they may.
Yeah, it's a burden for you and your staff, and it's just,
Yeah, and it's just, I want everybody to walk away and be happy, and I don't want people to feel like they got ripped off or something.
Yeah. All right.
Can you just drop it right there for us, being on that table? On the other one behind you? Just over there. I just don't want the cameras to get knocked or anything. I appreciate you.
Oh, thank you. In wrapping up, I don't want to keep you from your job. We're very much in the middle of the day in your store, the work
it's just,
day.
Early days, pretty chill.
Yeah.
It's, again, we get orders in and stuff popping up, so not a huge... burden. Happy to talk to you, man. Thanks.
All right. Thanks for doing this again. I will say, I want to end on like something. What's something that you are excited about, whether it's in the hobby of like
Yeah.
Pokemon or gaming or like anything like that?
Yeah. I've been doing a lot more card shows here recently, so I love going out there and going to folks. I have a card show here locally in the works that I'm trying to.
Oh, cool.
This is kind of like the first place I'm even like really saying anything about it. But so hopefully sometime at the end of the year we'll have something cool to go to and that I have a bigger part of. So that's exciting. And yeah, that's kind of like what I'm into now. I want to do more card shows again. Those types of environments and build those types of environments where people can go and enjoy things.
Yeah,
and play a role in making that happen is
Yeah.
important to me. So I think that's a cool thing that as a hobby grows and as large as it is now, that being able to foster that type of stuff is really good and fun. I like that.
Awesome.
And that I'm able to do that.
It's funny, like, so the backdrop for our interview is this big wall of old video games.
Oh yeah.
And we didn't even really touch on them. Real quick, what are some of your favorite video games that you could still play today?
Oh, Smash Brothers Melee. I've probably played that game for 10,000 hours.
Which one is that? Was that 64
that's the
or
GameCube.
GameCube?
The GameCube.
Okay.
Yeah, I played Peach. And I
The
love
newest one?
No, just in general, I do play Peach. But
okay,
even
on
back then,
Smash. Okay.
I could snipe somebody with a turnip from across the map.
Okay.
I was that tuned in. It was awesome. But yeah, that's just a game that, I played that after school for years with my buddies. We have so many hours in that game. So
Nice.
obviously a big one for me. There's a new Star Fox coming out. Did you see? They just released the trailer for it yesterday.
I haven't seen the trailer yet, but I've seen like the thumbnail popping up on my YouTube.
I'm a big Star Fox fan, so that's exciting that looks like they're actually doing it right.
When I was a kid, I had the Star Fox watch that you could like
What?
game on. You could like play.
No way.
It was like this had to have been
Like Game and Watchy, where it's like a little black, like little little figures.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's funny.
Yeah, I don't remember what year it was. I want to say it was like 95, 96.
Man, so like
I was in
original-
elementary school.
Original Star Fox then.
Yeah, because I had it confiscated, I'm pretty sure, at school. They gave it back. But,
Okay, I was gonna say.
but they were like, you got to get off of that
sitting
game.
sitting in some filing cabinet somewhere.
Yeah.
Probably no, but
It's,
that's good that you got it back.
I got it back. My favorite game of all time is also a GameCube game, Resident Evil 4. I don't know if you ever played that.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah.
Yeah, GameCube was my jam.
Yeah, that's very much again of our age range.
Yeah.
But yeah, again, 64 growing up as a kid, again, Mario Kart after school was a big thing for, again, probably a year. Just all that stuff. Definitely grew up. I was definitely Nintendo loyal. Maybe not on purpose, but I didn't have a PlayStation growing up. I didn't have an Xbox. I'd always stuck with Nintendo for some reason. But yeah, a lot of great memories on that type of stuff.
We had PlayStation, and I played it quite a bit. But I think, on average, our household had more Nintendo. We had NES, Super NES,
The whole lineup.
64,
Yeah.
GameCube. Like, we never missed a Nintendo console.
Sure.
Got PlayStation from my uncle for Christmas, and it was like a family gift, but it was like really for me and my dad.
I remember going to my grandmother's and playing like Spyro. That's very encoded in my brain.
Crash Bandicoot was
for sure.
a big one for us.
Yeah.
What was another? NFL Game Day '96. It's like I think that one came with the console, or
I'm sure
my uncle got it for us. But it was like NFL Game Day. Man, played the crap out of that. I was Jacksonville Jaguars every game for some reason. I have no idea why.
Yeah. I had Nintendos, but early on I had a Genesis as well. I had a Genesis before I
Never had
the
Sega.
original NES. Yeah, so I remember Vector Man. Vector Man was a weird one. Like it was
Never even heard of that.
He's like a guy that's like made of like shapes and balls and.
Did you ever play the 7-Up game?
Yes.
Where you're the red dots?
Cool Spot or whatever it was. I think it's Cool Spot is what it's called.
Yeah. That because I remember that being a Sega game, but also on Super Nintendo.
Yep. That's
man.
that was a goofy one. A fun one though. It's pretty good.
Yeah, used to
good
get that
platformer.
from the video game store Red Giraffe.
Yeah.
By where I used to live.
I see. I'm not local to here, so I didn't grow up here, but I see Red Giraffe on games all the time. It's funny.
Yeah.
But
Red Giraffe.
Red Giraffes.
Well, Mason, thank you so much. I mean, that's really all I had.
That's
It was good
awesome.
good to chat games. I'm sure there are stuff I'll be driving home and be like, I meant to ask him about
That's
that.
fine.
But
That's fine.
I guess if you want to let people know where to find you.
Yeah, I mean, probably the easiest way. Our website, we have a pretty great website. Everything that's in store is also on our website. It's CNA, like Cardinal, CNAgames.com. And that's probably the easiest way. And if you want to go out and shop around and check out what we got, that's the easiest way to probably do it.
Awesome, man. All right, Mason from Cardinal Games. Check him out.